Well, hello. I had a great question come in on my YouTube channel, and it's from Sharon. And Sharon, thank you for watching and asking such a great question. Here's her question. Shalom, Gabriel brother. Bro, I saw a very big controversy in social media. That is, a Muslim preacher is saying that Muhammad Ali is mentioned in the Bible, and he showed the proof. In Bible, Song of Solomon, chapter 5:16. There is name Muhammadin in Hebrew. Why is the name there? And what is it? What is it referring to? Answer me back. Once again, I'm happy to study Hebrew Bible. And I responded, hi, I will gladly answer this question in a coming video, which you're watching now. In short, no, this name is not there. Thank you for your excellent question, and please stay tuned. So we could answer this question, first of all, with dating these books. Okay, so the Song of Solomon, according to this article from Britannica, was written around, at the earliest, 10th century BC. We could say at the latest, the 5th century BC. But if you look at the highlighted portion here, it says the book in its present form postdates the Babylonian exile, the 5th century BC onward, but the poems that it preserves date from about the 10th century BC, the period of the Davidic monarchy, the Davidic king. So let's do some math here and look at the Quran. The Quran was written around 610 AD, and that is a difference of 1,132 years if we take the newer dating of the Song of Solomon. That's being pretty conservative with it. So just at a quick glance, we can tell that these claims are probably going to be false, that Muhammad's name is not in the Hebrew Bible. Muhammad, the founder of the faith of Islam, his name is not going to be found in the book of the Song of Solomon because Songs of Solomon predates the founding of Islam and the life of Muhammad by over 1,000 years. But let's dig a little bit deeper here. Maybe our Muslim preacher friend keeps pressing his claim. Maybe he opens up a Hebrew Bible and shows us Song of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16. Here it is in English. His mouth is most sweet. Yea, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. Song of Solomon 5:16. And then he shows us in the Hebrew. Maybe he has a familiarity with the Hebrew language, or he owns a Hebrew Tanakh. And here he shows us, he says, Chiko mam takim. Vekulo, and here is our word highlighted in yellow, Muhammadim. Okay? There's our word, Muhammadim. And we're going to break down this word just a little bit further here. Let's keep reading. Ze dodi veze re'i. Benot Yerushalam. Okay. So here we have a snippet from a website I regularly use to study the Bible. It's called BibleHub.com. And it breaks it down word for word here. And we can see the word in question is right here. Muhammadim. Muhammadim. And they're translating it as lovely. Okay? Lovely. Now, at first blush, I could look at this word and say, wow, yeah, it does appear to have the word or the proper name of the founder of Islam, Muhammad, in it. Although this is a plural form of Muhammad's name, we would have to say Muhammads are in the Bible, so that doesn't really hold a lot of water. But let's just say, yeah, okay, Muhammad is in the Bible, that the prophet Muhammad is in the Bible, right? Well, let's dig into this word a little bit more, and we can see over here on the left that this is Strong's number 4261. And here is Strong's number 4261 and the definition of it. Muhammad, and it means to desire. It means a desirable thing. It is a noun, masculine noun. Okay? So in order for this truth claim to be true, there has to be no other instances of Mohamed in the Hebrew Tanakh, especially if we find one that is used in a negative or derogatory way. Mohamed, we don't want that pointing to the Prophet Muhammad. So here is a list. This is just some of the 12 occurrences of this noun, Mohamed, in the Hebrew Bible. 1 Kings 20, verse 6, 2 Chronicles 36:19. And then here's our verse in question, Song of Solomon 5:16, Isaiah 64:11. And it seems like they're consistently translated as desirable, valuable, precious. Well, let's look at the root of this word, chamad. And let's dig into that a little bit and see what that is. So chamad is the three-letter root of Mohamed. It is a verb, and it means to desire or to take pleasure in. And here it's used in Genesis 2:9. It's a tree that is chamad. It's pleasing to the sight, obviously talking about the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And then the tree of the knowledge of good and evil was desirable. It was chamad. And then we see in Exodus 20, verse 17, you shall not chamad, lo tachamud. You shall not covet your neighbor's, fill in the blank, right? Exodus 20, verse 17, again, you shall not covet your neighbor's eshet, your neighbor's wife. So you see the root of this Mohamed is actually chamad, which means to be jealous of, to covet something. So let's look at the Arabic name, Mohamed. Mohamed is an Arabic name, and it's important that we distinguish the language Arabic from the language Hebrew. The name literally from dictionary.com means the praiseworthy. In English, the earliest form of the name was Mahum, which was used confusedly for an idol. Ahmed and Hamid are also common variations. They all share that same three-letter Semitic root, chamad, which means desired thing, desirous, precious. It's a very common root in the Hebrew Bible and in the Hebrew language and in the Arabic language. So let's go and dig a little bit deeper into the Quran. This is from getquranic.com, which is older, Arabic or Hebrew. And I like this paragraph right here when it talks about root systems. The verbs in both languages rely on a unique root system based on three consonants. These groups of three letters, known as triliteral roots, are the foundations for both verbs and nouns. The stems are conjugated in patterns indicating the meaning, tense, gender, number, and person. In both Hebrew and Arabic, this system of conjugating verbs around triliteral systems or roots is nearly identical, especially since vowels are normally not written in both. This means you'll see the same groups of letters in clusters of words with related meaning. The conjugations for future and past tenses are extremely similar as well. And it says up here that a reasonable way to think about the relationship between Hebrew and Arabic would be to compare them to Greek and Latin, which share many linguistic features and have similar grammatical traditions, but are nevertheless distinct languages from one another. And jumping down here to the last paragraph, according to some estimates, Arabic and Hebrew have a lexical similarity of around 58%, which is about the same lexical similarity between English and German. While the languages are not mutually intelligible, attentive native speakers have a good chance of picking up on some words scattered throughout the conversation here and there. For instance, the Arabic words la, salam, and hadha correspond respectively to the Hebrew words lo, salom, and chazeh. Furthermore, some of the letters in both alphabets are similar, like the sheen and the aleph. So here's our summary of findings from this getquranic.com. Modern Arabic and Hebrew have their origins in an extremely ancient and extinct Proto-Semitic language. Some of the most ancient Semitic languages that are known today are Akkadian and Sumerian, both spoken by Near Eastern settlements roughly 4,000 years ago. And although Arabic and Hebrew share some similarities with these languages, it's still commonly held that an even older language preceded these languages. So, in conclusion, the last paragraph here, Hebrew is the more ancient language, but Arabic has preserved much more of its linguistic roots. However, both of them share a common ancestor. So, to imply that because the Semitic verb root chamad or machamad is in the Hebrew Bible, all over the Hebrew Bible, to imply that that it's maybe a hidden reference to the prophet Mohamed, which was to come in the 7th century AD, that's not a valid truth claim. So while the verb that makes up the root of Mohammed's name is all over the Bible, many instances pertaining to coveting, mind you, the proper name of Mohammed is not in the Hebrew Bible. So, what is really being claimed here by Sharon's Muslim preacher friend here? Here is the truth claim that is the larger truth claim that is being made. Why would someone make this claim? We have to dig into the motives here. And here it is. If Muhammad's name can be found in the Hebrew Bible, it somehow proves he had some sort of prophetic preeminence. It also maybe they use it maybe to try to discredit the Hebrew Bible. So in short, it adds credence to the notion that the Quran is divinely inspired. But dear Muslims, stop making this claim. It is false. Muhammad's name is not present in the Hebrew Bible. All right, with that, we'll call that case closed. Thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. We'll see you in the next one.